What was one thing a doctor told you that let you know he didn't take you seriously? I was 15 when I started waking up with this horrible pain that felt like someone was twisting my insides with a wrench. It wasn't just period cramps either. This was different, like someone lit a fire inside my stomach and it was spreading down into my legs. Some mornings I'd wake up and immediately throw up from how bad it hurt. My mom kept saying I was being dramatic, said all girls go through this stuff and I just needed to tough it out. The school nurse would give me some crackers and tell me to drink more water. My gym teacher said I was using it as an excuse to get out of running laps, but I knew something was seriously wrong. After 2 weeks of me basically crawling through school, my mom finally took me to our family doctor. This guy, Dr. Mitchell, who'd been seeing our family forever. He walked in, glanced at his clipboard, saw 15, female, and immediately got this look like he already knew what was wrong. He didn't even examine me properly, just asked if I was sexually active, which made my face turn bright red. When I said no, he kind of rolled his eyes like he didn't believe me. Then he asked when my last period was. I told him it was all over the place, sometimes twice a month, sometimes not for 6 weeks. He nodded like this explained everything. Sounds like typical teenage hormone fluctuations, he said, already writing something down. Growing pains mixed with some menstrual irregularity. Completely normal for girls your age. You'll adjust to it eventually. Everyone does. That was it. He handed my mom a prescription for some basic painkillers and told us to come back in 6 months if it was still bothering me. 6 months. I was missing school almost every other day because of the pain, and he wanted me to wait half a year. My mom seemed relieved that it was normal. I felt like screaming. On the car ride home, I started crying and she got annoyed with me. Said I was being overdramatic and that she'd gone through the same thing when she was my age. 2 weeks later, I was eating lunch in the cafeteria when the pain hit harder than it ever had before. It felt like something exploded inside me. I doubled over and couldn't breathe. My friend Katie started freaking out because I went completely pale and was making these weird gasping sounds. The school called an ambulance. I remember lying on that stretcher, still in so much pain I couldn't even talk properly. The paramedic kept asking me questions, but I could barely focus on anything, except the fact that it felt like my body was literally breaking apart from the inside. At the hospital, they put me in the ER, and this new doctor came in. Dr. Kim. She was maybe in her 30s, had this serious expression, and actually looked at me like I was a real person, instead of just some whiny teenager. She asked me to describe exactly what the pain felt like, where it started, how long I'd been dealing with it. She pressed on different parts of my stomach and watched my face when I winced. Then she ordered blood tests and an ultrasound right away. When the results came back, her face got really grave. She pulled my mom aside first, and I could see them talking in hushed voices through the curtain. My mom's expression went from annoyed to shocked to scared in about 30 seconds. Dr. Kim came back over and sat down next to my bed. Lena, you have something called endometriosis. It's a condition where tissue that should be inside your uterus grows in other places. You have it pretty severely. She showed us the ultrasound images. One of my ovaries was completely wrapped in scar tissue. The other had a cyst on it the size of a golf ball. She said the pain I'd been feeling wasn't normal at all. It was my body literally being damaged from the inside. If you had waited much longer without treatment, that cyst could have ruptured, she explained. And the scar tissue damage might have been permanent. Your fertility could have been seriously compromised. I had to have emergency surgery that same day. When I woke up, Dr. Kim told me they'd removed the cyst and cleaned out as much of the scar tissue as they could. She said I was lucky we caught it when we did. The worst part wasn't even the surgery or missing 2 weeks of school. It was thinking about how easily that first doctor had dismissed me. He didn't ask follow-up questions, didn't order any tests, just assumed I was being a typical dramatic teenage girl and sent me home with Advil. My mom filed a formal complaint with his practice. We never heard anything back.